The Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, they're directing all financial institutions, relevant stakeholders, public servants to ensure full compliance with the provisions of the guidelines, new guidelines, which have been submitted to financial institutions, relevant enforcement agencies. And they're saying that this is a directive to sequel findings, which indicated cash withdrawals and transactions of the state and joint local government accounts, that it posed the biggest corruption, money laundering, and threats at the grassroots levels. Well, joining us from Abuja studios is the Associate Director of Legal and Sanctions of the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, Mr. Felix Obiamalu. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. We were asking you before we were interrupted, if you could please explain what the guidelines mean.
Yes, I will start first by clarifying on the news heading, because it portrays the impression that the guideline is targeted against state governors. Far from it. The guideline is born out of the need to protect the financial system, the nation's financial system, from assault occasioned by money laundering. Now, the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, in response to the constant threats from international organizations on isolating Nigerians due to the weakness of our anti-corruption measures, and also born out of our in-house analysis of intelligence reports on anti-corruption, money laundering, and other predicate offenses, issued this guideline in consonance with the provisions of the statute setting us up.
Another thing is your agency wasn't set up today. So I know there's certain provisions even in the Constitution that talks about how monies are disbursed into the federation account, the states, and the local government. So what really changed? Is this something new, or is this something that has been in the law, in the Constitution, and you're just effecting this?
We are not making new laws. We are not changing the Constitution. We are insisting that the Constitution must be strictly applied. Section 162, sub 5, 6, 7, and 8 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, clearly and robustly provided for how the funds should be shared, should be distributed, allocated. We are not creating new rules or new regulations on this creation, but what we are saying by this guideline is that the essence of the state local government joint account, which is as a collection account, should be maintained. It should no longer be used as a transactional account, in line with the constitutional provisions.
Tell us more about
We are not making new rules, and we are not targeting the governors at all.
So when you say it was made to tackle money laundering and also corruption, tell us what used to be the norm that you're saying this would tackle those issues.
Yes, the norm, the ideal situation is that upon the distribution of the funds from the state local government joint account to each local government account, the local government should start transacting from these funds in their local government accounts with various banks. And we have also pegged a daily cash withdrawal to 500,000 cumulative. We are not restricting, we are not creating new thresholds for local government chairmen or councillors outside the financial regulations or extant laws. What we are doing basically with these guidelines is to state that if the expenditure, if the spending must be in cash, it shall be restricted to 500,000 naira daily. They are free to transact with other electronic means and checks.
So essentially, you're not creating a separate account for local government?
Definitely, yes, because that is the intent of the Constitution. Each local government should have an account where it warehouses its own allocation from the state local government joint account.
Well,
that is the ideal situation. That is the provision, intendment of the Constitution.
Finally, you know, a lot of people feel that this might restore financial independence in local governments. There's also the issue of, you know, expectations of more development at the grassroots. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we are a professional organization. Our actions, guidelines, and advisories are dictated by the intelligence we gathered and then our analysis of this intelligence. Well, if in the end it turns out as a byproduct of fighting money laundering and its predicate offenses that local governments get autonomy, financial autonomy, and that the grassroots get to enjoy the dividends of democracy, is an added applause to us, and so be it.
I'd like to thank you, the Associate Director, Legal, the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, for joining us on the program.